Welcome to another Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I am Benjamin, and today we are going to be looking at a theme of banknotes that all show a Phrygian slave cap. And I even had some arguments about 10 years ago at summer seminar with somebody who said, it's been argued that the Phrygian slave cap went to a point. Well, this is a flopped over cap, and this is a context that I'm using Phrygian in applying to. This was a hat that was only ever worn by slaves at a certain time in history, and at a later time in history, it was a badge that they wore proudly when they had independence. This is the same hat that you see on the cap and Rey peso of Mexico. You see it on the capped large cent. You see it on a lot of early U.S. coins, this cap here. And if you're like thinking, this looks familiar to me. Why does it look familiar to me? Did you ever watch the Smurfs growing up? That's right. Every Smurf wore a white Phrygian slave cap, except for Papa Smurf, who wore a red one. And so tonight, all the banknotes I'm going to share with you are Phrygian slave caps. And this is by no means an exhaustive video. This is an example that I was able to easily put together at the drop of a hat, but probably I know I've left out at least 100 or 200, and I don't even know that I have that many of them. But if you have notes that have a Phrygian slave cap on them, you might consider liking and subscribing to my channel and then commenting on these notes so that we can get a list going. I found out that most of the time you'll see a Phrygian slave cap on a European, South American, or North American banknote, because it's a symbol of freedom. Believe it or not, the slave cap became a symbol of freedom. And the first note that I'm showing that shows this is the 50 centavos of Argentina. And on the back of the note, it's a very basic design, but it talks about the national constitution on this side. That note would look good on a book too. Here's another South American banknote. This one is from Brazil. And on this side we have Fonseca and a lot of lathe work that makes the note beautiful to look at. When you turn the note over, how beautiful is that? A proclamation of the Republic, and sitting down is the idealization of the Republic with the sword, perhaps the Constitution over there, the sun rising through the clouds, and on the head, a Phrygian slave cap. This one with earpieces too, which you see a lot when you see this Phrygian slave cap used in France. Speaking of France, we're not going there. We're going to go to Nicaragua. This is a half Cordoba, and this Cordoba depicts Francisco Hernandez de Cordoba, who gave his name to the denomination, and some sort of plant over here on this side. On the back side of the note, however, we have the Phrygian slave cap as is shown on a lot of countries of not only South America, Central America, but North America as well. This is the way the Phrygian slave cap has been shown in Mexico, on the United States, and possibly some of the Canadian banknotes as well, although I'm not going to speak with authority on that. If you can, please tell us in the comments. But here you see the Phrygian slave cap raised on a pole. We're going to stay in South America, surprise, with this Brazilian 5,000 cruzeiros. And on this side of the note, you see Brasilia, or the personification of Brazil. And it's a nice metal interpretation of Brasilia. And if you look, you can see that Brasilia is wearing a Phrygian slave cap. On the back of the note, we have the arms of the nation, but we don't really have any more depictions of the slave cap. Hey, let's stay in the Americas for this note. This is a more current note of Mexico at 200 pesos. And this note is a vertical note, so let's see if I can't make it more vertically looking. And on this side you have a commemorative for the bicentennial of the independence of Mexico. And so you have one of the heroes, Hidalgo, waving the banner of Our Lady. It looks like Our Lady of Guadalupe to me, and appealing for independence. How about that, y'all? Let's see where this Phrygian slave cap is on this note. Oh my goodness, hide your eyes. clutch your pearls if you need to. This is the top of the Independence pillar that you can see in Mexico City. And it is an angel who is not wearing a shirt and is carrying some sort of, I don't know, some sort of a laurel wreath, maybe a victory. And there to the left of this beautiful statue of Independence is a cap from the cap and ray pesos that they had in Mexico around this time. And around the rim of the cap of the Phrygian Slave Cap, it does say Libertad. Now, let's see if I can't read into this note any closer. I think it has to do with the little legend here in the bottom right hand corner is in Spanish, and I can't read it, and I couldn't even recognize some of the words in it, but I'm sure it has to do with the Declaration of Independence. We're going to go from Mexico back to Brazil. This is a 1 Cruzeiro, and it's from a very basic series, but it's beautifully engraved. I mean, you'd have to agree that the lathe work is very nice on this note. And when you turn it over, you have what you had on that other note, the 5,000 that I showed you. You have a medallion of Brasilia wearing a Phrygian slave cap. And I thought I had a different one to show you, but apparently I have 2 of these 20 Cruzeiros. So let me just end with that beautiful engraving on this side of the note. And think about the Smurfs. Think about large cents. Think about cap and ray pesos, 8 reales of Mexico. Think about the lovely way and the meanings all held when you see the symbology of the Phrygian slave cap. If you haven't decided to like and subscribe to my channel, come on. I have more than 250 videos for you guys to enjoy, and I want you to enjoy them all and to receive notification when I put a new one out there. Press that like and subscribe button and comment. Cuss and discuss with me these banknotes in this theme or any of my other themes. I am Benjamin. This is Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.